Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Purposeful, and today we are going to be talking about dealing with rejection as a teenager. Now, I know that as a teenager we have a lot of down moments and down times when we really feel like nobody understands us, everybody is avoiding us, people are in fact rejecting us. So I want us to talk about rejection. What does it mean? How does rejection happen? What does it do to us as teenagers? And how do we respond to rejection? Now, rejection basically means someone not wanting to have anything to do with you, someone avoiding you basically, or someone not wanting to relate with you, someone putting you away in a way. Now, that is rejection, and it happens often. We find ourselves being rejected by parents sometimes. We find ourselves being rejected by family members, by friends, by relatives, and the society. Sometimes you feel a disconnect. You feel like someone does not want to. You feel like someone is literally avoiding you. Maybe because of your outlook, maybe because of your body appearance, maybe because of your stature or your background or your educational standard or anything at all could be reason for being rejected. In fact, someone can even reject you for no reason. They just reject you because I want to reject her, I want to reject him. So how do we deal with that? That's what this video is about. Now, one of the things that rejection does to you is it makes you reject yourself if you're not careful. When people reject you for long, after a while, you begin to detest yourself also. You begin to self-sabotage. You begin to hate on yourself too, because over time you feel like you're worthless, you're not needed, people don't appreciate who you are. If you're not careful, you begin to give that same feedback and put it on yourself. So you have to really be careful when you feel rejected by people around you for any reason whatsoever. Now, another thing that rejection can do, if not well handled, is that rejection can lead to low self-esteem. Now, a lot of people out there in the world are suffering from low self-esteem because of rejection at one stage of their life or the other. When you feel rejected, or when people reject you for whatever reason, you begin to feel like you are nothing, you are down and out, you are not wanted, you are terrible, you are the worst person in the world, you are the shortest person in the world, or you are too tall, or you are too fat, or you are too slim. I mean, something just have to be a problem with you. You begin to think like that, and before you know it, you lose yourself. Before you know it, you're suffering from low self-esteem. You don't love yourself again. You don't appreciate yourself again. You don't see yourself as good anymore, because a lot of voices keeps telling you you're not wanted, you're not needed, you're terrible, you're horrible, you're not accepted. All right. So you have to watch out against that. Rejection can lead to low self-esteem. And another thing about rejection is that if you're not careful, after a while of being rejected, you become an extremist. You become wicked. You become a disaster to the environment. Now, a lot of times when people are rejected, they shrink back into their shell. They don't want to come out. But right inside there, they are becoming a type of person. They are becoming a hater. They are becoming a reserved person that was not by nature, but a situation or a personality that was put on them by the experience that they are having. Now, before you know it, you become so wicked that you can do anything. Now, watch out an armed robber out there who goes out and even kills people. Sometimes it is because they felt they were rejected by the society. Probably they've looked for work and they've been turned down, and they've tried all manner of things and nothing was working. So they now turn into something else. They're now turned into a kind of personality that the society will not want anything to deal with. So that's one of the things that rejection can do. It can make you really get wicked. You can kill, you can even deal with someone in a way. A little offense can get you at your nerves. You can stab someone to death, literally. So rejection is something that you really need to handle, and handle very well. Otherwise, you will shock yourself by the things you do. You will feel like you are on this side and every other person is on the other side, and it's a war front. So anyone that crosses the line, you are dealing with them. You are striking, you are killing, you are destroying. All right. So that's why you need to watch out against it. Now, the final thing about rejection that I will talk about today is that when you're rejected and you don't get to deal with that rejection, is that it can lead to purposelessness. Now, what does that mean? When you are rejected, you find yourself often trying to find people's attention, trying to get people to love you, to like you, to accept you. You are always struggling, making efforts, trying hard. And if care is not taken, you'll be distracted from your life's journey. There's someone God created you to be. There's something you're supposed to be. For instance, you went to school to read and learn and get knowledge. And then somewhere along the line, you met this classmate who wouldn't want anything to do with you, who just hates you and rejects you for no reason. And then you're making every effort every time to please them. In class, when you're asked to do something, maybe your teacher will give you an assignment. And because you're trying to make it up to this person, you don't leave the assignment and you're trying to have conversations with them. You're trying to talk with them. You're trying to maybe go buying snacks for them. Just do everything to please them. You'll be pleasing them and sabotaging the essence of your coming to school. So that's why I said that rejection can lead to purposelessness. You can now leave your purpose and start pursuing the wrong thing. You are either pursuing to retaliate, or you're pursuing to gain people's acceptance or people's love and care. That's not necessary. That's not how to deal with rejection. Now, let's look at how to deal with rejection. How do I, as a teenager, deal with rejection? When I feel people are rejecting me, what should I do? Number one, you have to know that rejection is part of life. Yeah, rejection is part of life. You will be rejected. Yeah, you will write jam and the school will reject you. I mean, you've gotten jam, but the school will say, we don't need you in one way or the other, but either by not shortlisting your name or in some way. You'll be rejected by friends. You could walk up to someone and say, hey, I want to be your friend. Can I be your friend? And they'll say to your face, no. By the way, no is part of life. So you will get rejected. Just get used to it. People will tell you no often. People will tell you yes too, but for the most part, you will get no's. So don't feel like you're the only one being rejected. And many times when people reject you, it doesn't mean that they are bad. It just means that they don't want you. So you should go and find the next person if you need acceptance. Don't struggle and fight for attention. It is exhausting and it will distract you from pursuing your life. Now, the next thing about what you should do with rejection is you should love people. Love those that reject you. I mean, I'm not saying you should lick their foot, but love them. If they need help from you, give them help. You have to love yourself enough to be able to get people's love. Let me tell you, if people are hating you, if people are rejecting you, and you also reject yourself, soon more persons will reject you because you are now a bundle of negativity. And there's no way someone can draw from you if you are a bundle of negativity. So no matter who rejects you, practice self-love. Love yourself. Be an ongoing party. Don't go gloomy and sad and, complaining around that nobody wants you, nobody understands you, nobody wants to have anything to do with you. You'll be shooting yourself in the foot. So if anything, be an ongoing party. Love yourself. Be excited about yourself. Very soon, others will come to join the party. Another way you could deal with rejection is by being purposeful. When you are busy pursuing your purpose, you don't even remember that people rejected you. You're just on your way. You're just doing your thing. You're just pursuing your dreams. You're just moving on. So I know it's not easy because we always want applause. We always want group. We want company. We want family spirit. But how about being strong on your own? How about being focused and pursuing your life's dream? You know what? Very soon they will want to come and find out what is giving you that confidence. And before you know it, everyone is accepting you. And by the way, nobody wants to identify with failure. So if you feel like people are rejecting you, maybe there's something that you need to do better, and it is best to stand out and alone to do it. So when you stand alone, you are out of the confusion and you are out of the distraction, and you are focused on yourself. You're working on yourself. You are dreaming, you are acting, you are developing yourself, you are building yourself. By the time you come to the stage, everyone is going to love you. All right. Then the final thing I want to talk about is loving yourself to stupor. Now, I know I've mentioned about accepting yourself even when people reject you, but I want to emphasize the fact that you need to love yourself. I'll end up with this story. A farmer once had a horse, and he hated the horse for reasons best known to him. He just wouldn't want to have this horse in his farm. So he decided he was going to bury this horse alive. Now, one day he took the horse into a far forest, and then he began to dig up a hole. When he was done digging up this grave, he pushed the horse inside the grave and began to fill the grave with sand. He kept filling the grave with sand over and over and over and over. After a while, he began to see the head of the horse come up. He began to worry. I thought I was supposed to kill this horse. I thought I was rejecting this horse. I thought I was burying this horse. How come I'm seeing the head coming up? Soon enough, the horse was on the ground. What happened was, the more he was pouring sand into the grave in an effort to bury the horse, which he did not like, which he rejected, the horse was shaking off the sand. The horse kept shaking off the sand and climbing on those sand until it was literally on the surface of the earth. Now, that experience changed the farmer. He realized, oh, I rejected this horse, but the horse did not reject itself. Instead, the horse loved his life and saved it. So he took the horse home and began to love and nourish it. What does that story teach us? It teaches us that if people reject you, you shouldn't reject yourself. Love yourself to stupor. Love yourself. The Bible said that we should love our neighbors as ourselves. It means that you should love yourself. And that same love that you have, you can now from that output give to others. So if you don't love yourself, there's no hope for loving others. No matter who rejects you, if the society, your family, your friends, your classmates, your neighbors, your siblings, if everyone rejects you, don't reject yourself. And by the way, God loves you, and that's what matters. If God is on your side, if God loves you and he did not reject you, then you have no reason to reject yourself. And that's it on today's video. If you have any question on dealing with rejection as a teenager, you could drop it in the comment section and I'll respond to it promptly. Thank you so much for staying till the end of this video. My name remains Precious Ifani, and I love you.